Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick from Stridewise.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing the leather care company Cobbler's Choice. Cobbler's Choice is based here in New York City. They're very proud of the fact that their products contain no artificial ingredients, no silicone, no alcohol, none of that kind of stuff that some people are a bit wary about in their leather conditioners. They've got a few other products out there as well. They've got a leather cream, they've got a leather waterproofing spray, and they've also got this leather spot cleaner, which I used on these boots prior to this review. These boots, by the way, may be the most coveted boots out there. I've got here the Viberg service boot, enormously popular on like the subreddit Goodyear Welt, where everyone is as obsessed with boots as I am. They're just broadly considered like top tier boots. And to match that, they are phenomenally expensive at $700 a pair. So picking the right conditioner is a pretty stressful experience. The leather is Chrome Excel. It is a really nice leather. It's really popular in American service boots. Like it's on everything from the Wolverine 1000 Mile to the Viberg boots to Alden. Everybody loves it because it's a really nice depth of color. And it's pretty tough, but it does scuff pretty easily. I do need to point out though, these Viberg boots, they've been worn very solidly for the last 18 months and they still haven't creased along the toe break even. So Viberg, they are very good at leather selection. I'm gonna give them that. Now, Cobbler's Choice has a few products out there. As I mentioned, the leather cream, they told me, is too fatty for use on Chrome Excel. So I'm gonna be using this leather conditioner. So what's in it? Now, when it comes to the ingredients, I've really got to hand it to Cobbler's Choice. They are much more transparent than literally any other boot conditioner out there. If you've seen my other boot conditioning videos, I'm always complaining about the fact that companies never tell you exactly what is in their products. Whereas Cobbler's Choice, they have put the precise ingredients right on the label. The first one is triple filtered beeswax. That filtration means you're not going to get bits of like pollen or bees in the beeswax. And the point of that is to provide a protective barrier around the leather to help to waterproof it or make it more water resistant, and helps protect against the elements. Then you get a blend of seed oils. The point of that is to restore and condition and soften the leather. And then finally, you've got naturally occurring lipids. And the point of the naturally occurring lipids, which is fat, is to catalyze the seed oil blend to help it penetrate the pores in the leather for deeper and more effective conditioning. And the fats do come from animals, so it's not vegan, but of course, if you're wearing leather boots, you're probably not especially vegan in the first place anyway. Now, the leather cream that they have, it also contains the exact same ingredients, but it has more beeswax in it. So the leather cream, that's a little bit more geared toward waterproofing the boots, which is fine, but it's also going to darken the leather a little bit as well. And that's not a big deal for a lot of people, but our main purpose here today is not to waterproof the leather, but rather to condition it. So I'm sticking with the leather conditioner. So let's get started. Now, I did clean these boots prior to filming, but before I apply the conditioner, I'm going to give it a quick brush down with a horsehair brush. The horsehair brush is a must for any man with a nice pair of boots because the hairs are really thin, so they help to get into the pores of the leather. All right, now I'm going to apply a little bit of the conditioner to a lint-free cloth and get to work. Well, these boots are looking a lot nicer, a lot richer, a lot less thirsty, and a lot more consistent in color. Now, it is true the leather has darkened a little bit, but that happens with most conditioners. What you're really supposed to do to get a good feel for what the product's going to look like at the end stage is to condition it and then wait a couple days and come back to them before you wear them. So I'll see you in a couple days. That is like night and day, the difference between these two boots. This is really impressive. Between these two boots, this one still pretty hideous. This is the one that I conditioned. You can see it's really added a nice richness, like a nice depth of color to the Chrome Excel. Like this has really taken well to the Chrome Excel. It's also softened the leather. That's something you can't see, but when playing with the leather of these two boots, the conditioned boot is noticeably softer and more pliant, which is really nice, which means it might actually be useful like the first time you get a pair of boots if you need to break them in. The leather's very tough, very stiff, it's giving you blisters. Giving you the conditioning with this, that could potentially be useful as well. Also, as you can see, it beads water away more effectively as well. That would be because of the beeswax here. And when you drop water on the other boot, yeah, it does not beat it away as effectively. It sort of like sinks into the leather a little bit more. So it is more water resistant. It's got a nice depth of color. It's much more uniform in color. A lot of the scratches and scuffs have been taken out. It's not like a brand new boot. It's never going to be a brand new boot. But nonetheless, I would definitely use the word rejuvenate to describe the effect it's had here. It has rejuvenated the leather while also making it tougher and softer, which is a pretty nice balance. So to give you an idea of the price, I've lined up a few of my leather conditioners here that I would use on Chrome XL boots. From most expensive to least expensive, so you can get a feel for the price. It's kind of hard comparing different leather conditioners in the first place because they all have different ingredients. Like I wanted to compare it against something like Kiwi's conditioning oil or Hubert's shoe grease, which are pretty popular, but they really do, they darken leather. They're quite good at increasing water resistance, but they're not the kind of product that's going to be a good base for polish. It's not really a product that's going to help to increase the shine or rejuvenate leathers, so I didn't put them in the mix here. These are the sorts of conditioners I would use on Chrome XL. Now, what we've got here is Saphir's Renovator, probably the most expensive leather conditioner out there. It is between $9 and $12 an ounce. Here we've got Venetian Shoe Cream. I've got a big tub here, but normally you get it in like little jars like this at $3 an ounce. Cobbler's Choice is between $2 and $2.30 per ounce. And Big 4 here is $1 an ounce. The thing with Big 4 is it's very good at not darkening the leather, but it's a very, 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 very light conditioner and it doesn't really rejuvenate in the same way as Cobbler's Choice does. And then you've got Saphir's Renovator and Venetian Shoe Cream. Now, Saphir's Renovator does contain mink oil and it also contains some petroleum distillates in there. Venetian Shoe Cream does have some alcohol along with a wide variety of waxes. And it's not hard to find people online. I'm not taking a stance here, but there are always plenty of people you can find who are gonna say they don't want anything with petroleum in it, or anything with alcohol in it, or anything with silicone in it, and so on and so on and so on. So these are all fine products for Chrome XL. I would not put Big 4 in the same category as these three conditioners here. And Cobbler's Choice, yeah, I mean, it only has the three ingredients: beeswax, seed oils, and naturally occurring lipids. So at the very least, it's really, really effective, definitely as effective, if not more effective than these other products. And it's got a much shorter ingredients list and much more transparent with the ingredients. So yeah, Cobbler's Choice, I think, is very, very well priced given the quality and given the sort of versatility of the product. All right, I'm gonna quickly run through the pros and cons of Cobbler's Choice so you can make up your own mind about whether or not this is the product for you. I really like Cobbler's Choice, I've gotta say it. I really like Venetian Shoe Cream and Saphir's Renovator as well. Those are the products I would compare it to. But again, this product does not contain any like alcohol, doesn't have any silicone, doesn't have any solvents, doesn't have any of that kind of stuff that some people don't like on their leather. And the best thing, I mean, not the best thing, but one of my favorite things about this product is that it is transparent about the ingredients. None of the other leather conditioners that I've looked at that I just had on the table here or other ones, my other videos have disclosed the precise ingredients that they contain. Cobbler's Choice does that, and I can't tell you how much of a relief that is. Honestly, I'm really frustrated with a lot of these companies not telling you what's in their leather conditioners. On top of that, it had a really nice effect on this leather. It really did rejuvenate it, like relative to Big 4, which is also a very nice leather conditioner. But Big 4 doesn't do as good a job at like removing scuffs or anything like that on Chrome XL. It's pretty good at moisturizing, but it doesn't rejuvenate in quite the same way. So the leather here, it's rejuvenated. It's really helped cover up a lot of these scuffs as well. It's taken a nice shine. It's softened the leather as well. Like it really has softened it nicely. So another use of Cobbler's Choice is that it's going to be good if you need to break in really tough boots. And it doesn't stink, which is a bonus because I actually just conditioned some boots with Hubert's shoe grease, which really, really stinks when you're putting it on your boots. It's not really fun to use and your hands smell like bacon all day afterwards. So I was very happy with the neutral scent of Cobbler's Choice. So yeah, plenty of upsides. The main downsides are that there's no alcohol or petroleum in it. And I just mentioned that's an upside a lot of people will be happy about. But there are nonetheless plenty of people who prefer to have alcohol or petroleum in the leather conditioner because that helps to clean the boots as you're conditioning them. Now, Cobbler's Choice does clean your boots as you're conditioning them, but it's not like as primary a function of the conditioner as some other conditioners out there. That's why you get the leather spot cleaner to go with it. And personally, I prefer to clean my boots before applying a conditioner because otherwise I worry about like, you know, getting the dirt sort of baked into the leather with the conditioner afterwards, like the beeswax sealing it in there. So, I mean, I prefer to clean them before I condition them, but some people want to have like all-purpose sort of conditioner, which I can appreciate. The other thing I wanted to mention is that you may need to use a few coats of Cobbler's Choice when you are conditioning it. There are some conditioners out there, like ones that are really heavy on beef tallow and stuff like that, or like really, really heavy beeswax ones like Obernauf's, one that changed the color of the leather. When you use those, it's really just like one layer and that's it. This is a nice, gentle conditioner. It's effective. After I filmed that video of myself earlier conditioning the leather, I came back a couple of times and applied another couple of layers to the leather. Now, that might be because I hadn't conditioned these boots in about a year, sorry. So they were very, very thirsty. So that's definitely gonna play into that depending on how dry your leather is. But yeah, there's a decent chance you're gonna need to apply a couple of coats to get your boots like nice and moist. All right, those are my thoughts on Cobbler's Choice. The full written review with lots of pictures in the description below, by the way, and make sure you subscribe because I got a ton more boot reviews and product reviews and other kinds of boot tips coming up.